Okay, here we go. We are in the Draft Jam League. I believe it's the first season. I'm actually not sure. But either way, we are in a new draft league. I know, I just can't help myself, guys. I just genuinely, I keep telling myself, yeah, we're going to go back down to like, maybe 1 or 2 leagues at a time. No! We can't do that. We can't do it! So we're in another league again. Actually, I have another one I'm drafting for in a couple weeks. Anyway, so there'll be plenty of draft battles. I just love Pokemon, dude. I love playing Pokemon so much. I'm just going to keep playing it, and I'm going to keep posting it. So hopefully you enjoy the content. Anyway, for this league, for the Draft Jam League, we got to do a draft analysis. And you already know how we do our draft analyses around here. I've got my 2 daughters with me. We've got...
The fish may die because it's not in the sea.
So what do you want to be called? So first of all, she's already analyzing the draft that the fish here might die because it's not in the ocean. But that being said, what do you want to be called?
Popsicles.
We have popsicles here, and we also have?
Peppermint.
Peppermint? Okay, we got popsicles and peppermint. And we're going to analyze my draft. So this league, they tried to kill off the top tier Pokemon. There's some very critical backstory I have to give you here to flesh out on why I picked what I picked and why my team is ass. So, and the girls are looking at me funny now, like, what is he doing? Anyway, so I don't really like my draft, I'll be honest with you here. And no, I don't have, you can see the Ogerpon on the screen above the Chi-Yu on the way left. I don't have Ogerpon, so don't get excited. But anyway, so they trimmed off the top, so the very top. So like your Dragapults, your Spectriers, your the most like the strongest what's it called? The Donphan, the ancient Donphan. Why can't I think of its name right now? Whatever. Well, so they've gotten rid of a lot of the really like top tier Tornadus Therian. There you go. That's not in, I don't think. So they got rid of a lot of the top tier, and so from there, right, we I don't think the point budget was adjusted, and this is not something that I took into account when I was making this draft, unfortunately. But anyway, so my first pick, I've wanted to use Chi-Yu for a while, and actually the plan was to have this be a Terra Captain, but you will see later that my draft totally fell apart, and I changed up those plans. So originally, I made this pick Chi-Yu because I wanted to have Chi-Yu Terra Captain. I feel like when they trimmed off the top of the best Pokemon, I was kind of like, I feel like Terra Chi-Yu probably should have been on that list. That's my own personal take anyway. So I'm really excited to use Chi-Yu for a long time. It's so hard to prepare for, Terra Captain or not. And they just released the Shiny, so we've got the Shiny here. Shout out to Eco, who helped us. Eco, who runs the LET. He actually traded. I got all the other Shiny legendaries from Scarlet Violet, and I actually missed this one. So I traded. Eco had an extra. He traded me. So shout outs to him. It'll be used properly in a league here. So anyway, first pick was Chi-Yu. It hits excruciatingly hard. It's one of the hardest hitting Pokemon in all of drafts, especially with choice specs. And right, so I've been talking way too long, and the kid's got to go. So anything else to say other than it's in the ocean? It's a fish out of the ocean, and it might die.
And it's funny that it won't die since it's out of the ocean.
Yeah, pretty funny. All right, and remember, girls, we are going to try to not take too much time because we got to get through 10 Pokemon. So what do you think about Chi-Yu? This is a shiny Chi-Yu that I'm going to use.
It kind of looks like the ocean because you know how you see the little like green swirlies around it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it almost looks like kelp. And then the other is just like the tealish thing of the ocean. There's a darker blue shade too.
Interesting. Well, this is the shiny. The regular Chi-Yu is actually very red because it's a fire and dark type Pokemon. And its fire type moves actually hit like just stupidly good. Like so strong it's just like gross. Like nothing can switch into this Pokemon. Anyway, so that's my first Pokemon, Chi-Yu. And to pair it, Chi-Yu is very fragile. It comes in, it deals tons of damage, but it dies if you sneeze on it because it's not in the ocean, right? So what did I want to pair with Chi-Yu? I paired Palafin. So at this point, I'm loving my draft, to be honest with you. Obviously, I keep drafting Steve Rogers here, the Palafin. I love that it's transformation. It's such, I love my nickname. It came up. Maybe other people use it too. Maybe I'm not as creative as I thought, but I don't know. But yeah, no, it's going to be hers actually because we're going to take turns on going first, okay? So anyway, I picked Palafin here. As you girls may remember, this little dolphin turns into that superhero-looking dolphin after I've switched it out once. So it's very powerful. Its Jet Punch is not something Chi-Yu wants to deal with. It also can flip turn all over the place to bring Chi-Yu in for free. And now this puts so much pressure on my opponent's water-type Pokemon, because you have to have a physical water pretty much to deal with Palafin. And if your answer is a grass-type, I can flip turn into Chi-Yu. And if your water-type is answering Chi-Yu as like a specially defensive Pokemon, that leaves you with limited options to deal with Steve Rogers here, my Palafin. So I was loving the draft at this point. What do you think about Palafin?
It almost looks like it has like a heart on the bottom. Has anyone noticed that?
Yeah.
It also has like a tube, almost like you know how people are just like throwing garbage in the ocean and not really caring about it?
Oh, god damn, she's getting real.
And there's like this tube around his fin, so I'm wondering, like, when he turns into that superhero, isn't he like breaking that off and being like, humans, stop this?
Look at my daughter go. Make real. Let's go ahead and look that up, actually. I'm just real curious for a second. Does the little inner tube on Palafin go away when he transforms? It does not. If anything, it gets tighter. Look at that. Anyway, that's what he looks like, Popsicles, when he transforms. This is what he looks like after I switch him out and switch him back in. So what do you think, Popsicles?
So that guy, when he transforms into a superhero, he looks like a dolphin going into a wing.
Yeah, he's pretty powerful. So anyway, really quickly.
The tube is probably like some sort of bottle cap or something.
Oh my god. The bottle caps.
And his gloves are so blue, like the ocean.
Yeah, okay. So at this point, I was wanting to focus on pivots. I wanted to have things that could switch in and get out to get Chi-Yu in for free. And I remember when I found out that Deoxys-Defense, like the nickname, Tank Sinatra. I love this Pokemon. Is super defensive. It has all the hazards, which Chi-Yu's going to appreciate, and it has teleport, which when I found out that this defensive behemoth had teleport, I was kind of like, bro, that's insane. It can take fighting type moves for Chi-Yu. It can just tank, hits in general. I mean, it's really just going to switch in set hazards and then try to bring in something like Chi-Yu safely. So, girls, this is an alien Pokemon that can do different shapes, and that's why this is the defense form. So it's like a very bulky, like strong. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it takes a lot of damage, although its HP stat is a little bit low, but we'll talk about that later. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but you'll probably hear me say it in a battle at some point. Anyway, so this is a Deoxys that defense, and I'm super stoked to bring it to battles to teleport out and bring in Chi-Yu for free. What do you think? Let's see. This would be Popsicles.
So he looks more like a robot since he has a funny head that has not our eyeballs.
He has a funny head. Yeah, he kind of does. I agree with you. All right, now remember, we're trying to go fast. So here we go with Peppermint.
I agree with my sister. It does look kind of like a robot. And also, have you ever read the book Roz?
Nope.
If anyone has ever read the book Roz, well, it almost kind of looks like it. And apparently there's a movie, too. It almost looks like him, but just a little bit different in, like, colors and shapes and crap.
All right, well, my daughter making me look real good right now talking about preserving the ocean and reading books. So, I must just be the goat father. That just must be what it is. Anyway, so we have Tank Sinatra here, and now with the next pick, here's where everything fell apart. So I picked Tsareena next. Now, let me give you a couple of reasons here. Tsareena is a comfort Pokemon. It's a low-tier Pokemon that I draft a lot because it has spin, it has knockoff, it has U-turn. It can do a lot of cool stuff like that, and I tend to draft it as a low-tier spinner often, alongside, like, what are other Pokemon I have all the time, like Toedscruel, right? I like Pokemon like this that can do that sort of thing. And you need a spinner, right? I needed a spinner. Especially needed a spinner because there was a run on spinners. In the third round, there was a lot of rapid spinners picked right ahead of me. I believe Donphan was one of them, and I wanted Donphan. But that's okay. It ended up being okay. Either way, Tsareena is our rapid spinner. And here's where the biggest problem was with that low tier, with the point business, is Tsareena was like 4 points, I want to say, or maybe 5 points. Not very much on the budget. But because they got rid of those top tier Pokemon and the budget didn't really change much, there's really no need to dip into any sort of a tier below like 7 points maybe. And I could have gotten much better Pokemon right here. I actually got sniped a lot after this. I really wanted Corviknight, for example. I believe Keegan took Corviknight right after I took Tsareena, which was unfortunate because I really wanted Corviknight for this team. You know, I mentioned I wanted a lot of pivots for Chi-Yu. I should have taken the Corviknight. Hey, kids, wait for your turn, okay? I should have taken the Corviknight here. I didn't. Instead, I took Tsareena because I was nervous that Rapid Spinners were going like crazy. Little did I know I probably could have waited like 6 rounds and still gotten Tsareena because of the way the points were set up. But I figured, especially after I drafted Chi-Yu and Palafin, who are both really high tier Pokemon, especially when the top tiers are gone. And I kind of figured I would need to go down to the low tiers anyway. Turns out I did not need to do this, and I ended up with some extra points at the end because I didn't spend all my points. So this was a mistake in the draft, I'll be honest. But I'm still okay with this because it completes a Fire, Water, Grass core, right, with Chi-Yu and Palafin. It can U-turn, so it can safely bring in Chi-Yu. It can Rapid Spin. I can knock off, as I said. It has good coverage in things like Triple Axle and Play Rough, not just its grass moves, girls. And so, yeah, so I think that Tsareena is a good fit for the team, but not point-wise. And later on, I will tell you, actually, I'll just say it now. Tsareena is one of my 3 Terra Captains. So that helps its value tremendously. So I can come in, I can Terra into Dark, and all of a sudden it's a Dark-type spinner with knockoff. That's pretty good. I could Terra into Fairy with Stab Play Rough. There's a lot of options. Girls, hey. We're doing a draft analysis. What are you doing? Remember I said no fighting? If there is one more fight, I swear to God.
Are you good?
And just, it's okay. They're smiling. It's all good. Anyway, so this is a Terra Captain. It's my lowest point. It's my lowest tier. Now they're teasing me and trying to pretend. Anyway, I'm heavily distracted right now, but I was trying to say it's my lowest point Terra Captain. It's basically just a filler Terra Captain. I will probably actually, in practice, rarely terrestrialize this thing. But I do have the option to. I am allowed to. So that, you know, it does give me options like in battle and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. So the reason that it's a Terra Captain basically is because I had to pivot off of the Chi-Yu at the end of the draft Terra Captain and make some other things work because I didn't have many other choices. Anyway, on to my main Terra Captain, I believe. Actually, not even main Terra Captain, because there's another one at the end. But anyway, we have Scatterboo. I'm a New York Giants fan, if you don't know that. So Scatterboo he's walking CTE, basically. But anyway, so this Pokemon is a very fast... actually, did I ask you, Tsareena? I don't think I asked the girls about Tsareena. Quick, really, really fast. Tsareena.
It almost looks like a ballerina with long hair.
Oh, I like that. That's a good point. I never noticed the ballerina kind of type look. All right, what do you think?
It looks like a ballerina with green hair.
Yeah.
With he came a boulder with a big blowed up boulder one and flat legs.
Flat legs, you got it. Okay. Anyway, on to the Lycanroc, and I think I'm taking too long on each pick now, but now I've explained most of what I need to explain. So at this point, I panicked. I'll be totally honest. This is a panic pick because I wanted the Corviknight, and Corviknight didn't come back to me, and I believe we were actually doing family photos. I think we were doing our 2.5-hour family photo session that I did survive. I may have a little bit of PTSD, but we did survive the family photo session for 2.5 hours, and I had to make this pick like right in the middle of that. The Corviknight was sniped off of me. I think I actually had another snipe too in between. Like I wanted some high-end pivot or something. But then I started realizing that this draft actually, because they got rid of the top tiers, like Sneasler's gone, Tornadus Therian is gone, Dragonbolt's gone, Spectrior's gone. All the speed is gone in this draft, and so this Pokemon is actually one of the fastest Pokemon left. So I thought, as a Terra Captain, this was a great, just like finisher, right? It's going to be my hopefully my kill leader. As it comes in to clean stuff, pick stuff off, right? At the end of the game, you can see that Terra Fighting is going to be probably the main Terra that I run on this thing. But either way, what do you think about the doggo? What do you think about Lycanroc?
He looks like almost a dog, but he's a big kid, an adult, and he's super huge, almost like that, and like a huge 100 billion huger than it was.
Well, hopefully he's huge for us this season and gets a lot of kills. What do you think, Peppermint?
It like has like a bunch of mohawks on it. Do you see like on its cheeks it has mohawks?
It does kind of have like a beard and a mohawk, yeah.
And like it has like mohawks on its chest. Imagine seeing somebody with mohawks all over his body.
Like a mohawk on my chest. What do you think if as your father, if I walked around and put my chest hair into a mohawk?
That would look ridiculous.
Anyway, so moving on. Again, now we're on full-blown panic mode in this draft. I needed a lot of things, and one of the most important things I was noticing was, again, these two Pokemon, actually these three even. Deoxys was 9, Tsareena was only like 4 or 5, Lycanroc was like 9, and so all the like 10, 12, 11, 13-point Pokemon were getting gone. So I realized how many points I had left, and I started thinking, I gotta burn these points. I have to burn these points. So instead of prioritizing specific roles on the team, I started prioritizing and thinking about, again, this is where I decided I wasn't gonna have Chi-Yu as a Terra Captain, is I need to spend points somewhere else, otherwise my team's gonna be complete garbage, right? I'm gonna have like 100 points. I mean, there's not that many points total really, but I'm gonna have like 50 points left over, right? And it's going to be awful. So I reached for the old Baxcalibur here, Smashicle. So we've used it to great success in another league. I had a lot of fun with Baxcalibur in the league that we had it. So unfortunately, it's banned from being a Terra Captain. That's another thing to note. Palafin and this thing are both banned from being Terra Captains. Otherwise, I would have seriously considered this as a one, right? But anyway, so it was a higher point Pokemon. Didn't have a dragon yet. It could switch into... I also wanted things that could switch into water types because I didn't really have much of that at this point. And again, I mean, I do have switch-ins to waters, but again, like I said, with how much pressure my team puts on water types with Palafin and Chi-Yu, I wanted things that like, okay, you're going to bring your water versus me, and it's going to be bulky, like for sure. So what can come take advantage of that? Baxcalibur can, baby. Even if you're special and you're going to throw a Scald, I can't get burned because of thermal exchange. Hopefully this thing can set up on water types that switch into Palafin and Chi-Yu all day, right? And just do good stuff to it. Do good stuff to them. So it fit a couple of things, that water type answer, or the thing that could set up on water types, I should say, and it also spent some points for me, which I sorely needed. Oh my god. Okay, what do you think about Baxcalibur?
He looks like a grown man that's a Pokemon that's a boulder.
A grown man that's a Pokemon that's a boulder. Okay, interesting take, but we'll take it. What do you think, Peppermint?
It looks like a tree because, you know...
It looks like a tree? Okay, we're moving on. No.
The reason why I say that is because there's these random pink leaf type thingies growing out of his skin.
Those are spikes!
No, the spikes are underneath it.
Anyway, it's okay. We're just... Right. All right, you say one more thing.
And it's like orange. It almost looks like a robot dragon thingy.
A robot dragon thingy and a human man boulder. And a tree, apparently.
I agree to my sister.
Good. Anyway, so again, at this point, I'm looking to burn points. I actually got sniped here again on my steal, and it was, oh my god, that's right. So this pick, between Baxcalibur and the next pick, I was going to go for Terra King Gambit, which was allowed. And Keegan himself sniped me again. I was like, looking at the teams, I was like, hey, they all have steel types, right? He had Corviknight at the time. So I was like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab the Baxcalibur, and then we're going to grab the Terra King's Gambit, which is going to be so much fun to use, because I thought that there was a better chance that they take a dragon, the people between me and my next pick, and then taking like a second steal. But to be fair, Terra King Gambit won't really operate like a second steal, right? I mean, it kind of could. It could, I guess. But regardless, we got sniped on that steal, so I was very desperate for steals and fairies at this point, and I was like, all right, we're going to grab Heatran, because I've had success with Heatran in the past. I also considered this as a Terra Captain. It's very possible that after a couple of weeks, I shift things around and either put Chi-Yu or Heatran as a Terra Captain. But either way, the nice thing about having this thing as a Terra Captain... Or not a Terra Captain, excuse me. Nice thing about having this on my team is it's something that Chi-Yu doesn't want to deal with, right? It's immune to fire type moves if I want it to be, and as a steel type, that would be really annoying to deal with as a Chi-Yu owner. So I never have to face Heatran with Chi-Yu, which is nice. And it's a steel type. I don't know what else to say about it. It's an answer to fairies. It's a steel type. It's just good old Heatran, baby. It's been a good Pokemon since it came in. I know it's 4 times weak to ground, and we're building up a bit of a ground weakness here, but a lot of the good ground types were banned from this format, except for Garchomp, who we faced week 1, by the way. So anyway, yeah, so a lot of ground types. We're a little weak to ground, but that's okay, and obviously you'll see that we get even worse. But anyway, yeah, so Heatran, what do you think about Heatran?
He looks like a dog that has legs apart of itself and cutted.
A dog that has legs apart from itself and cutted.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you think, Peppermint?
It looks like a mix of like gold ore and
Yeah, he's supposed to represent like lava, like the core of the earth.
he almost looks like a mix of a gold ore, and a mix of a furnace.
Well, hopefully he can be pure gold for us this season, and kick some butt. All right.
Hopefully this year.
So at this point, again, I'm desperate for fairy. I'm desperate for a poison type. You may have noticed I got away from the pivots. My last couple picks have not been pivots, which is what I was wanting to focus on originally to get Chi-Yu in. So it doesn't help us with ground, but Fezandipiti here really helps us with both of those things that we still needed on our team. A grounded poison, so we don't just get eaten up by toxic spikes, and it's a fairy that we also desperately needed a good fairy. It also is a pivot. It can U-turn, so it can do the Calm Mind stuff. It can't be poisoned. I don't know. I thought this was a really good pick for us, to be honest, at this point. Again, we have a bit of an issue with ground types, but we can still threaten them with Palafin big time, right? Or like we have answer, and also Baxcalibur threatens ground types big time. Just switches to ground types are going to be maybe limited, but we'll have to figure that out. That's where Tsareena and a future pick comes into play. So anyway, and I hope we can hear their giggles. What do you guys think about Fezandipiti?
He looks like a weird keychain with flying wings and claws and a dragonfly.
A dragonfly. Okay. All right. What do you think, Peppermint?
It looks like a mix of like a cat, and some.
I don't know what we're feeding these kids. A cat?
No, like the head looks kind of like a cat, and a mix of Spyro.
I can see Spyro.
Like the little spikes coming out of the cat's
Mm-hmm.
head. And then a mix of a bird, and then a mix of an owl, because the owl has sharp talons.
You're right. Okay. All right. That's fair. Now, at this point in the draft, I needed to burn points. That's really, I was focusing on how can I finish this team and burn a bunch of points, right? I know that that's maybe not the route I should have, maybe I should have gone for lower tier Pokemon that fit the team a little bit better, especially you can see this massive ground weakness I'm growing. But anyway, so we went for Sandy Shocks, actually, because I really wanted something. I was also considering, well, I don't want to say that because I may make free agent trades later on. But if we do make the free agent trades I'm thinking of, we might make this thing, enable this thing a little bit more. Or I might get rid of it. I don't know if I even make the free agent trades. We'll have to see how the first few weeks go. But anyway, Sandy Shocks, because it's another hazard setter, which is nice. It's a pivoter from Volt Switch. I also didn't have a ground type. That's what this was. I didn't have any ground type. I also didn't have an electric type. So this kind of covers those. It doesn't switch into the water types, but it does threaten them. So if I can flip turn out right on a physical water type or just a bulky water type in general, I can bring this in and super threaten it. Yeah, and I also really like the what do they call it, Paradox Pokemon, because they're, first of all, they're super cool, I think, and additionally, the Booster Energy item, I really like that. I think that's a really powerful, I think they're all pretty powerful from that perspective, even the low tier ones. This is mid tier, but anyway, Sandy Shocks filled a lot of things that we didn't have still, making our ground weakness worse, so we're going to count on Palafin, but here we go, you are Popsicles.
They look like boulders with legs and U's connected to them that has their arms on them and straight legs and chicken feet.
Apparently this looks like a chicken. All right. All right, and what do you think?
So I feel like some of the oils spilled out. You see the little like
Oh, okay.
dark stuff on the face, the top one, and the chicken feet.
The chicken feet. Anything else?
The screws. I don't know how they're moving around. It's like some sort of AI thing.
Ooh, AI. Anyway, so we're down to our last pick and our final Terra Captain, Serperior. So again, at this point, I was like, man, we are so weak to ground. And I had to figure out my Terra Captain situation. I needed to burn points. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't feeling my draft at this point. And Serperior was one of those Pokemon that if you don't make it a Terra Captain, it's low tier. But if you do make it a Terra Captain, it does cost a lot more points because it is way better as a Terra Captain. Like, it's a Pokemon that basically needs Terra to function, right? I mean, it doesn't. It's still a good Pokemon, but like it's way better with Terra. And it's again, a lot of this draft is Pokemon I've wanted to use for a long time, other than Palafin, who I draft all the time. But Pokemon that I've wanted to use and haven't, and Serperior, especially with Terra, is one of them. So we grab Serperior as something that can switch into ground types. I love Glare as a move, by the way. I love fast grass types to do like substitute Leech Seed shenanigans. 1 second, you're almost up. And so as a Terra Captain, this should be kind of fun. So I can choose between this and the Lycanroc and the Tsareena. You know, I can bring all three to a game with Terra choices, and then like I can, optionally Terra on any of the three of them, and we'll see how it goes. So this is the last pick in the draft, and it rounds out our ground weakness a little bit better. Obviously, we're still kind of weak to ground. I can't avoid that, but excuse me. And what do you think about it, Popsicle?
He looks like a snake with rolls.
A snake. We got the snake. All right, and with rolls.
And screws on rolls, and claws and ears and eyes with grass on it.
All right, not bad. What do you think?
This is me, Peppermint. Imagine a Dragonite that is nature type.
Oh.
It should look similar to this, because this is like me picturing a Dragonite in its like form of nature.
Very, very interesting. I like it. Okay, so now that you've seen the whole team, girls, I want you to give me one last statement on how you feel about the team as a whole. Do you think we're going to win a lot of games? Do you think you're going to lose a lot of games? I think the team is not very good, but you never know with these sorts of things. I'm not the best drafter. Usually I'll make a bunch of changes by like week 3. We'll see if I'm going to do that or not, but I'm excited to use this team, even if it isn't the best team I've ever drafted. I'm excited to use a lot of the stuff I haven't used before. What do you guys think about the team? You first.
I think you're going to win since you have that guy that turns into a superhero.
Yeah, I have Palafin.
I hope you switch him when somebody that makes him die switch into him again.
To turn into superhero mode? Yeah. All right, and what do you think about the team as a whole?
It's good. It has a lot of hysterical stuff.
Hysterical. You heard it from the source herself. The team is hysterical. We're going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the draft battles even more, and we will, do as we do.
This is just an introduction. Bye-bye, Peppermint.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Popsicles.
And I will catch you guys in the next one.